In my office, there is an 1876 oil painting on loan from the Drew County Museum entitled Election Day that depicts the Drew County Courthouse, which was situated on the town square during Reconstruction after the Civil War. The portrait was painted by Dr. James Smith, the first African American appointed by President Grant as postmaster in Monticello. The painting highlights the first day African Americans were able to participate in the democratic process and vote in elections. Obviously, Dr. Smith was so proud of this moment of progress, he was moved to commemorate the event by capturing it in this monumental painting. Just 100 years after the war between the states in the 1860s, our nation saw another monumental moment in the 1960s. As we take time to celebrate the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. this weekend, I can't help but reflect on the progress our nation has made when people come together to work for a common good. Dr. King was an advocate, not just of civil rights, but for public service and civic engagement. Dr. King believed in a nation of freedom and justice for all that encouraged all citizens to live up to the purpose and potential of America and applying the principles of nonviolence to make this country a better place to live, creating what he called a benevolent community. Dr. King believed in order to solve some of our nation's largest social problems began by being engaged in our community. Monday is not just a national holiday to miss work, but an official declared National Day of Service. It's important we don't forget the significance of being engaged and taking opportunities to volunteer for our community, not just this weekend, but year-round. I encourage Monticelloians to take the Mayor's Great People, Great City Challenge to volunteer for Monticello, for a community is only as strong as its volunteers. This Saturday, the Monticello Police Department and I joined residents from across the community volunteering to march in commemoration of Dr. King's life and work. On Monday evening, I invite the entire community to attend the MLK Community Service at Holmes Chapel. This last week, we were very busy at City Hall. We hosted a public hearing reviewing the progress of renovating our Senior Citizen Center. I toured the community to assess infrastructure and drainage issues, and I appointed Brandon Hogg to fill a vacancy on the Parks and Recreation Committee and Glenn Dabney on the Airport Commission. Later this week, I attended the Arkansas Municipal League Conference in Little Rock. The conference was attended by more than 1,200 municipal officials, including newly elected officials like myself from all across the state. Highlights include the appearance of newly inaugurated Governor Asa Hutchinson and the opportunity to talk one-on-one with state legislators from across the state on issues that face our community and Arkansas municipalities. This week, we will release the proposed city budget for review of the City Council and its approval at our meeting on the 27th. By implementing several strategic budgeting methods, we were able to refocus budgeting centered on services, not just operations, work to reduce inflated expenditures, and include employees and public in future budgeting process to help prioritize projects. This reduction method allows costs to be cut where costs will not negatively impact performance of city services. At the same time, it identifies areas of unnecessary appropriations where cost reductions can be significant. The New Year's is a time for people to practice traditions of setting resolutions. Let's allow Martin Luther King Jr.'s National Day of Service to be a time to practice making a commitment to volunteer for Monticello, because we are the most productive in achieving unified and progress when we are engaged in our community together. Thanks, everybody, and have a great week.